Ooh, baby. That steak's looking fresh. I'm not gonna poison myself. I checked all the stuff that the vape juice is made of, because we are gonna make it ourselves. It's all food grade. It's all fine. Granted, food grade doesn't necessarily mean safe to ingest, but I looked it up, and it should be fine in the small quantities that we are gonna be consuming. Vape juice is made of vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol, which is like antifreeze. So that should be completely fine. We're gonna be putting our steaks in here. I got our steaks over here. Are we using the finest cuts? Nah, just some cuts of chuck. But this will demonstrate whether or not it takes on the flavor or not, which is all we need. Are you doing the raw juice, or are they gonna have a flavor? Well, we can add some flavors. I'm thinking we do it kind of like we did the cigarette one, where we did one we pulled out and then like early, and then we left the other one in for the menthol cigarettes to see if that like extra flavored it. I think we can add a flavor after taking one out and see if that flavors it. Menthol crystals. Oh, we have menthol crystals! You're so right for that. I have a whole sack of menthol crystals. We can flavor it with that. We can literally do it 1 for 1. I have 3, okay, hang on. I have 3 chuck steaks. We can do, here's what I'm thinking. We do 1 that is just the vapor. So we blow the vapor through, and 1 of them is gonna just be the vapor. Then we do 2 that are sous vide in the liquid, and 1 gets taken out before we add the menthol crystals. And then we'll have the equivalent, and we can see if these are better than the cigarette steaks. Every entry in the nicotine arc manages to one-up the last. I'll be real, fam, this ain't even the last one. I have at least 1 more planned. I mean, it's gonna come out of this rare, but we're gonna sear it in a skillet to really, you know, we care about, I'm a bit of a chef. Let's get our shit mixed. We wanna do a 70-30, 70% vegetable glycerin, 30% propylene glycol. There's like straight up residue in this container. I don't know if you could see that. I don't know if you guys have the visual necessary here. But I just realized this beaker is like not clean. There's some red shit in there. There's some like gunch. Well, it'll be fine. We're just sous videing a steak in it. Yo, more smoking streams. Dude, Big Nicotine got me by the balls. I keep doing promotional materials for them for free. Why? Because you fuckers keep asking for the content. What I do want to do is mix up some delicious vapes liquid. I'm trying to do the math. 250 milliliters of vegetable glycerin. Hey, oh, wait, what do I need? Calculator. 250 times. Oh, well, divide by 10, you get. Yeah. Divide by 10. Wait. No, that's not how that. Wait, what? How the fuck does it work? 250 is 70%. 250 divided by 70 is 4. I have the scientific calculator mode on. 250 divided by 70 is 3.57. That's 1% times 30 is about 110. 110 is the other mixture. So we'll just eyeball it. You know, it's not a science. You don't have to be too exact. This is just shit you inhale into your lungs. Don't worry about it. 100 milliliters might be the last of my propylene glycol, though. I don't have that much of this stuff. 50-50 is awful. It tastes like moldy latex. That's because it's 50. The 30 is the glycol. You're tasting more of that. This is 250 mil. Okay, so I won't use all of it, but it will use like most of it. Okay, 250 milliliters of vegetable glycerin. All right, and then we're gonna do 110 mil roughly of propylene glycol. Now they do put propylene glycol like in food, so it should be fine to consume an amount of this. There's some gunch that was already in there that's floating around this beaker. Real slabos always eyeball. These are very distinct layers that have separated in this container, and that'll probably do well. This should give us enough vape juice to fill this container enough to sous vide steaks. So, last time, I made a multi-coil vape. That was the last vaping adjacent stream I did. The turbo vape. Here's the problem. It burnt all the coils and lit on fire. Little bit of a miss. Dude, there's literally like a piece of... There's a gnat. There's a fucking bug in the fucking gnat in the vape juice, bro. Get him out of here. All right, hang on. I'm gonna add a recursory layer of juice. This is really thick. Actually, before we put the steaks in there, I should make sure it works. So last time we burnt our coils. I've learned my lesson. We need a controlled current system to keep the coil precisely as hot as it needs to be. So I'm gonna crank the voltage on this all the way up, current all the way down. We're gonna wind us up a Menthol coil right now. Let's make a pretty big coil so I can get this thing properly juiced. Just a few turns around the screwdriver. There we go. I left this mod in the, you know, normally when I do food streams, I put us in the food and drink category. I left this one in the science and tech category. Why? Because we're doing science today. This is something that's really going to advance the human race as a species. Oh, not recommend calling this food. Yeah, why vape when you can have a nice steak? Okay, we're just soaking this little towel in the vape juice, which if this works correctly, this should rip fat clouds. Let's apply some voltage, some current here. There we go. Oh, baby. It's not a wick, so it's not sopping up anything new, so it is gonna burn the paper as it burns the juice out. Oh, yeah, that's some good stuff. We'll start the marinade before we get the coils and everything in there. And we'll put 2 steaks in the thing with the juice to sous vide. All right. Let's do this steak here, this one here as our true vape specimens. And let's get those cooked up for a nice sous vide. The good thing is, compared to the other one, this is not gonna, like, discolor the steak like the smoke one did. We didn't even use all the vape juice. That's like well enough though. They're floating to the surface. It is like vape juice, it does have like vegetable glycerin, which is like sugar in it. So this thing will attract bugs. So just, you know, if you're following along at home, maybe use a little more shielding than I am. All right. Oh. Let's add our little special sauce here. This is gonna make it extra special. And that should be enough. That's a shitload of juice. People who make this juice are talking about having to buy refills and shit. How much are you vaping that you need a refill for this? My prediction is that this is gonna taste better than the cigarette steak. The cigarette steak was disgusting. I think this one is just gonna be like sweet and pretty tasty. This is sous vide. We wanna temp control this shit. So we could do heating element, and then this is a temp controller. But this heating element's too big. I see we could also use this. This in like a jar with this, I feel like would work pretty well. We're gonna see if this changes the temp of the steak much. If it doesn't, we'll readjust. We just want to get our initial findings here. Okay, turn this guy up. All right, there we go. You can see it smoking at one of the terminals, but that should be fine. Maybe I should keep it contained. Let's, Now, the steam has a way out. Its way out is here. I just kind of want to see how vaped up it gets on the inner chamber. Wait, is this actually... I thought that coil wouldn't be enough to heat it. Is this actually heating the vape juice? Hang on, let me get my thermometer. It's 85 steak surface. I mean, that should be, like, toasty enough, honestly. I turned it down a bit. Oh, actually, we can crank it. We can crank it a bit. It is like bubbling all around it. All right, I think that shit might be burning it though. The bottom of the thing is 124? That is hot to the touch. Wow, that heats a lot more than I thought it was going to. All right, this guy is gonna connect to this guy where I need to wrap them together. This is gonna have the wick in it, which I think we're gonna use some of this string that I've wrapped back and forth so that's thicker. Okay, this should be like good. That's like pretty good. Okay, hang on. Okay, looks like we're producing some vapor. You know what, maybe these should be separate because like, think of it this way, right? We have this as like the sous vide one. Like, we don't need to produce the vapor from this to the sous vide one. Here's our final steak. This one's gonna go in this guy. And this one is going, I want this one to be, it's more brown on the bottom than it is on the top. I want this one to be only exposed to the vapor. So we're gonna have to make some holes in the lid and get some fitting. Got plenty of these. And I also have all the fittings that I used on the cigarette one, which should work just fine for this. The cigarette one needed like a vacuum system. We don't need any yee ass shit like that this time, but we do need a, like, you know, secured system. Here's our little coil with our wick. That's gonna go down in here. Should we use the meat vape juice or should we use clean vape juice? Let's use the meat vape juice. That is, that's not quite clear. There's like a layer of fat floating on the top, and it's kind of cloudy looking. Should be fine, though. It'll work as vape juice, that's for damn sure. This will be a sweet steak. You're right about that. You're right about that. Okay, let's get our, like, wire to go down the thing. Now, theoretically, how this should work in theory. This hose goes in here. This hose goes in the bottom of the juice, like this. Coil over here to the side, like that. The coil is poking just out enough. You can't really see this because it's a side view. Now, when you hit the coil, it should suck air through this, out the mouth of this, and then all this should come through a tube. Hang on. It's a little convoluted. Let's get it set up. There we go. There we go, dude. Let's fucking go. This is gonna loop out of the tube. I guess both of these will loop out of the tube. This is gonna clock into the top of the lid. So let's, man, my hands are all sticky. So it's basically, it's gonna be this little vape chamber here. This is gonna go and fill this with the juice. And it's gonna do that by blowing through this tube. There's some plastic shavings that got on the steak. That's probably fine, considering what we're about to put through it. Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. We have our fitting. This is our vape fitting, effectively. Feed these guys through here. I'm gonna try to fit it for this, even though it's not important that it, like, fits this at all. This is this valve. This is the air intake for the vape chamber, and then this powers it. Okay, the one thing I do need to position right here, that I need to be a little finicky with, the coil cannot hit the plastic tube. If it hits the plastic tube, it's gonna fucking burn and melt the tube. That's not what we want. All right, hang on. I think I've got it positioned finally. Dude, nothing sticks to this fucking jar. It's so slippery and covered in vape juice. Okay, okay. Vape chamber. Hang on. We're gonna need to do the same thing I did for the cigarette steak video. You guys aren't getting a good angle because it's too high up. We gotta lower the cam. Hook these guys up to our power. Let's turn the current up. All right, and then blow some air. It's not really doing much. I think we need more current. It's definitely blowing vape juice, but it's not to the amount that we want. All right, let's turn it back to controlled voltage. Turn this all the way up. Producing that much juice? Like, can we pull this a little bit? Pull it out of the juice a bit? There we go. There we go. Now can you see it? There. Yes. Look at the cloud rolling in, bros. Look at that. Oh, we got a system now. All right, that guy's gonna marinate in the vape right now. Oh, it's just like the cigarette. We ripping carnivorous clouds. We getting that stanky king up in here. Whenever I see the coil getting orange, I start hitting the air because it splashes vape juice up on the coil and turns it into smoke instead of continuing to be orange. I have a fan running. It just doesn't compensate fast enough for the amount of vape in the air that I made, because that smells like meat. Holy shit. We're gonna take one of these out now, because the rest of it, we're gonna flavor with menthol. This is our Sous vide and vape juice steak. Let's get the menthol crystals out. Pure menthol crystal. Without even opening the bag, it smells like mint. I say we add like maybe that much menthol. Kind of hard to see because it's clear and my hand is white as fuck. Wow, that is already changing the smell of the smoke. I've retrieved the skillets. I've retrieved the skillet and the hot plate. The last time we did this with the steaks, I got a lot of hate for the first steak being bad. The first steak was bad because we blew the damn breaker. We ain't making that mistake this time. That's a mistake we only make once. That's an amateur hour type of beat. We're not in that kind of business. So this time, I'm gonna go plug this into the other circuit so that I do not blow the breaker again. Skillet issue? Shut the fuck up. I also realized I should get salt and pepper. So I got some of that too. Canola oil as a neutral. All right. Can you hear the inductive cooktop? So this is in the vape chamber. Here's a little closer look at our little... Look, that was this is why we in the science and tech category. Look at the engineering on that. Oh, yeah, baby. Ooh, it's sitting there in its juices. It's turned a little darker, but like, it ain't got nothing on these other ones, man. Like, look at this compared to like this. It's not even close, dude. It's not even fucking close. The control? This isn't the control. I don't even have a control this time. I know what a chuck steak's supposed to taste like. $350, it's pretty hot. We're in the 400s now. I think we're safe for a good sear. Woo! We blowing fat clouds here, brother. Yeah! Oh, wow, that is a vape. That's actually, look at the sear on the front of this thing. Fumes are intoxicating. Keep in mind, this is the one that only got the vapor. I don't think this one's gonna be affected that much. The other ones have marinated and cooked in the vape juice. Oh, what a beautiful specimen of meat. It's getting a little crackles on the side there. Oh, baby, that's a beaut. All right, where's my knife? Chop a bit off this boy. Bon appetit. That is interesting. The cigarette steak was maybe the worst thing I'd ever tasted. This is like not even bad. In fact, I go out of my way to say this is pretty good. The meat's a little bit sweet. It's not overpowering. There's no overpowering flavor here. It seems pretty decent, man. Yeah, I could totally eat this entire thing. No problem at all. Dude, the sear is good too. All right, I'm putting this on a paper towel. This is now a little after stream snack. The day of reckoning is only just beginning, as the great Papa John said. Okay, next one, this guy. This guy has soaked in normal unflavored vape juice for soaked. It's cooked. It's been sous vide cooked in the unflavored vape juice for 2 hours. Woo! That thing's putting off some real clouds. Holy shit. It's fucking releasing the vape juice, man. Oh my god. The sear, it just looks black. Come on, son. Oh fuck, I didn't even season. I didn't season it. It's gonna be at a disadvantage. I forgot. It looked cooked already. It tricked my brain. That does not look good, brother. If I served you this, you tell me you wouldn't eat it? It looks like Massachusetts. Can't be worse than the 50 cigs. Literally, I don't think it can. No matter how bad this tastes, it can't be worse than the cig steak. All right. Well, bottoms up. It's not horrible. It's very sweet. Disgustingly sweet. At first, it actually tasted good. And then I got hit with what I can only describe as like a, kind of bitter and chemically, like it's not really supposed to be there. I swallowed a piece of it, but I don't think I'm gonna eat any more. That's for sure. This steak is this is like a well-done steak. This shit got completely toasted, just sous videing in the vape juice. I'm gonna eat some of the fat and see how that, oh, that's actually, oh man, that the off flavor is actually so much worse in that bite. Why is it so bitter? Wash it down with the menthols. Oh yeah. Well, here, the last one we have today. Let's pull out this gross electrode. This is cooked twice as long in the vape juice as the other one, and we added menthol crystals as flavorant. So this is a menthol vape juice sous vide steak. Holy shit! Whoa! Oh, my nose is so clear! It's like a mint bomb. Dude, look at the fucking room right now, man! It's vape bombing the whole room! This steak's blowing fucking clouds! Why is it so much smaller than all the other ones? They're all cut from the same size. Good God. Alright, we're taking it out. There's no way it's improving from there. Turn this thing off. Turn it off. All right. There's no way this is worse than the cigarettes. I think it's literally impossible to be worse than the cigarettes. All right, here's our steak. Let's take the little piece on the end, because this is the one we've tried on all the others. This one's smaller and more like decroded. 4 hours sous vide menthol vape juice steak. Bottoms up. That doesn't taste bad. Oh. Oh. Wow, it's like brushing your teeth with a Slim Jim. That is a... that is fresh, brother. Hang on, I should taste the fat on this one. Okay, this is the fat. Let me see how that one is. Because the fat absorbs more flavor is why you taste it. Oh, my man. That is disgusting. You get hit with mint, and then this also, like, gross chemical flavor. And that's the one that's the problem. And it's worse on this than it is on any of the other one. It's sweet because vape juice is sweet. Oh, man, this one's actually so good. Holy shit. You know what? I'm being too kind to this steak. Here's the thing. This steak is good compared to the other ones because we're testing gross steaks. It is so sweet. There is so much sugar that has worked its way in. Like, I took a bite of it casually as if I was eating normal food, and my brain had switched back into this is normal food. And like, no, it tastes like so much worse.